My name is Caitlin. Welcome back to my channel. I am doing a no buy here. I just wanted to show you my go-to bronzed summer look. It's basically the face of makeup generally that I do every day. Like in the summer, it's really glowy. The eye look is super bronze. I'm specifically using the Natasha Denona Bronze palette, which I think is like the best summer bronzy palette. Let's just go ahead and get started. I already put the Patrick Ta brow lamination gel in my eyebrows to get those starting to dry. One of the things that I really want to make sure that I do when I'm doing a super glowy look is prep my skin really well. Right now I've got some spots going on. I've kind of been picking at my skin. It's almost that time of the month, you know, hormones and everything. So when I have spots that I need to clear up, I'm generally putting a lot of actives on my face, which can dry things out. If it's a blemish that I picked at, then like as it's healing, you know how it sometimes gets like gross and scabby and dried out. So one of the things that I make sure to do is use really hydrating face products, like as part of my skincare. One of my favorite things is the Phytosurgence Verdant Forcefield Moisturizer. It's really soothing and calming to my skin when it's irritated like this, and it also just provides like a nice plumped, moisturized base for makeup to go on over top. So this is great. Another thing about doing this face of makeup in the summer is that you want it to last. I always use a gripping primer to do that. I'm going to start with that. I just take like a pea-sized, rub it between your fingers for a little bit, and then as I'm putting it on, I concentrate it like in the spots where I get patchy, and then sort of just do like a bit on the rest of my face. So on a day-to-day basis, I generally always do my eye makeup first, and if I'm going with something that's pretty metallic, or if I think there's going to be fallout, I use these like eyeshadow guard patch things. It makes cleanup afterwards like super easy, and even though I don't have base on my skin, it prevents me from having to like wipe off the skincare that I've already put on, and one of those things being like eye cream. I'm going to start with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. Today I feel like going with the True Copper shade, and I'm just going to put it all over the lid. And because my eyelids are hooded, I take it up like pretty far. Not completely to the brow bone, but, or I guess not completely to the eyebrow, but kind of up to where the brow bone is. Okay, and then to blend that out a bit, I'm going to take the shade Beach. I'm just going to blend it out with the Wayne Goss number 4 brush. I'm going to go in with that True Copper shade with a Rephr 03 brush. It's like a pencil brush, and put that on my lower lash line. And then I'm also just filling in any gaps right by my lash line that there might be. Okay, and then just in the outer corner a bit, I'm going to take the shade Magma. Okay, that's where I'm going to stop with the eyeshadow. So then I take these off, and then just sort of pat to make the line not so harsh. Then I'm just going to finish it with mascara. This is the Lash Sensational Luscious Waterproof by Maybelline. Okay, so that's looking pretty good right now. If I wanted to smoke it up a bit, I would put like a dark colored eyeliner in my waterline and tightline, but I don't think that I want to do that. We'll see what everything looks like once I have my base on. Another key to getting super glowy skin is using a luminizing product underneath of the base makeup. My favorite for that is the Auric Glow Lust, and because I'm going for a bit of a more bronzy typed look, I'm going to mix the shade Morganite, which is like my perfect everyday type shade for it. I'm going to mix it with a little bit of the selenite, which just helps fake me looking like I already have a bit of warmth in my skin. And I put it all over, but mostly concentrating like where I would naturally highlight. And because I have that little bit of a darker shade thrown in, I bring it down my neck. Another thing that I think is key is keeping the base layer as thin as possible. To do that, I basically do my contour bronzy base all in one step. So I'm going to put the Fenty matchstick. This is the shade Amber. And I'm also going to put Rituel De Fille Eros. This is so close to being done. I kind of feel like I need to like scrape it away from the edges, but right now kind of like shoving a brush into it seems to be working. And then to keep the overall base light, I'm going in with this Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. It says it's medium coverage. I don't know about that. It's kind of light-ish coverage, but I like that it's like hydrating. And then before I start blending everything in, I take just like a face spray. I'm gonna take all of the writing has worn off, but it's a Marc Jacobs, the face, maybe it's face number 2, I can't remember, but it's got like an angled edge. Another brush that I love using for this is the BK Beauty one. It's basically this same shape. And then I also take a damp beauty sponge also to just like melt everything together. And it also helps, like it picks up a little bit of excess product. Do you see how everything is still just like really glowy? Okay, and then just to spot conceal where I need it, I'm taking the Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer. This is in the shade Light 1 Chantilly, and a Sephora 57 brush. Okay, I am okay with how that's looking. Now, another key for me for this makeup look is to basically use a blush that makes you look a little bit sunburnt. So my favorite for that is the Phytosurgence in the shade Inferno. And I'm taking the Skyfluff brush and I just sort of like dipped it in once. This blush is so pigmented. And the key to using blushes that make you look sunburnt is to make sure you bring it up your forehead, which generally I take all blushes on my forehead anyways. So it's a blush, but I basically just use it like a bronzer. And then I'll take it a little bit on my neck just to like meld everything together. And I'm going to set with powder like down the middle of my face. I want to keep everything else quite glowy, but just down the center of my face I don't want it to be as glowy. So I'm taking the Haus Labs Bio Blurring Loose Setting Powder and a Goss O2 brush. If I want to be super over the top glowy, I would go in with the Phytosurgence Spectral Shine. This is in the shade Divine Daylight. What the hell, may as well. This is the Sky Buff brush. I'm going to fill in my eyebrows a little bit with this Milani Weekend Brow in the shade Espresso. If I feel like I need a little bit more bronzing, I really like the Kevyn Aucoin Neo Bronzer. This is the shade Sunrise Light. And I'll take it on a big bronzing brush. This is the Tom Ford 05. And I'm mostly getting like the middle to light part. Alright, so that just added like a little bit more bronze. Got my forehead a bit more. And then if I want to be super, super over the top, I'm going to add a little bit more blush. This is the Haus Labs in the shade Pomelo Peach. And a BK Beauty 103 brush. And just sort of like boop it on, you know? Alright, there it is. My go-to super glowy bronzed summer look. So you can see there's still like a real nice sheen on my cheekbones. And I already just have natural redness of my cheeks, but adding the like, especially the Inferno blush, it just sort of makes it look like I've been out in the sun. It's the color that I would naturally burn. It looks like it belongs on my face. Just to finish it off, I already had some lip balm on, but I'm not like a big lipstick wearer, and I think one of the ways to keep this more subdued looking is just using like a gloss or just something that isn't a real intense color. I'm going to use this YSL Volupte Sheer Candy. This is not the new formula that they've been touting. I've had this for years. Like I bought this years ago. I'm assuming it's a new formula if they're calling it new, but it's just a really nice like pink. Kind of my lips but better, but just like shiny. So there it is. Alright, here it is, my go-to summer bronzy glowy. My base feels quite light on the skin because I didn't do a whole layer of foundation and then do like contour bronze on top of that. It's all one layer. It melds in really nicely to the skin. There's not a ton of powder on my face. I remain quite glowy. The eye look, although maybe kind of dramatic looking, because it's a bronzy type shade, it really makes my eye color pop, which I also feel like adds to the whole bronzy summer look. Thanks for watching. I hope this inspired you to maybe go into your collection and find some products that could do the same job that some of these did. I really love doing a bronzy look in summer. I feel like that's pretty typical anyways. That's all I've got. I hope you have a great one. Bye!